AI is advancing at an incredible pace. Every few months, we see smarter AI models, better assistants, and new tools that promise to transform the way we work. But despite all this progress, there is still one major challenge. Most AI systems are disconnected from the applications where business actually happens. Think about it. Your customer information lives inside your CRM. Documents are stored in SharePoint. Financial records sit inside ERP systems. Support tickets are managed through ITSM platforms. And your AI assistant often has no easy way to access any of it. So while AI may be intelligent, it is often isolated. And that's exactly where MCP comes in. MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. It is an open standard designed to help AI applications connect with external tools, business systems, databases, documents, and other sources of information in a structured and consistent way. In simple terms, MCP helps AI move beyond answering questions and enable it to interact with the systems where real business work happens. Because of this, many people are calling MCP one of the most important developments in AI integration today. In this video, we will explore what Model Context Protocol is, why it was created, how it works, and why many experts believe it could become the future standard for connecting AI to the digital world. To understand why MCP was created, we first need to understand the problem it is trying to solve. Organizations today use dozens, sometimes hundreds of applications. They use ERP systems to manage finance, CRM platforms to manage customers, SharePoint for collaboration, databases for storing information, ticketing systems for support, development platforms for software delivery. And now, they are introducing AI. Not one AI, many AI tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Copilot, custom AI agents, etc. And every one of those AI systems wants access to business information. Without a standard like MCP, every connection must be built separately. ChatGPT to CRM, Claude to CRM, Copilot to CRM, then repeat the same process for SharePoint, then again repeat it for ERP. Very quickly, organizations end up with a massive integration problem. The more AI systems you introduce, the more integrations you need. The more systems you connect, the more complexity you create. And that complexity means higher cost, slower innovation, and greater maintenance effort. Organizations needed a common standard, a common language, a common way for AI systems to communicate with business applications, and that is the problem MCP is trying to solve. This slide shows the difference. On the left side, we see the traditional approach. Every AI application connects independently to every business system. The result is a tangled web of integrations. More systems, connections, maintenance, and more cost. Now look at the right side. Instead of every AI tool creating its own integration, everything connects through a common standard. This standard is MCP. The AI clients speak MCP. The enterprise systems expose capabilities through MCP. The architecture becomes simpler, cleaner, more scalable. Instead of building 10 different integrations, organizations can build one and reuse many times. That is one of the biggest reasons MCP is generating so much interest today. One of the easiest way to understand MCP is to compare it to USB-C. Before USB-C, every device seemed to have its own connector, different cables, ports, chargers. It was inconvenient and fragmented. Then USB-C arrived. One connector, many devices, a common standard. MCP is attempting something similar in the AI world. Instead of every AI platform requiring different methods of connecting to the systems, MCP provides a common way for AI applications to communicate with tools and data sources. That is why many people describe MCP as the USB-C of AI. Not because it is technically the same, but because it solves a similar problem. Too many standards, too many connectors, complexity, one common standard can simplify everything. Now let's look at how MCP actually works. At a high level, there are three major components. First, we have AI clients. These are applications like ChatGPT, Claude, Copilot, and custom AI agents, which are tools users interact with. Second, we have MCP servers, which act as intermediaries between the AI clients and the business systems. Each MCP server is granted access to specific systems and exposes their capabilities to AI in a standardized way. Third, we have the enterprise systems itself, where the business information resides, like the databases, CRM, ERP, etc. The AI client communicates with the MCP server, and then the MCP server interacts with the underlying system. This creates a clean separation between AI and the enterprise application. The AI doesn't need to understand every application individually. It only needs to understand MCP, and that is what makes the architecture scalable. Let's see how this works in practice. Imagine you are a procurement officer. You arrive at work and ask, "Show me all the delayed procurement approvals." Traditionally, that request might require opening multiple systems like checking approval workflows, searching emails, reviewing the procurement documents, and manually combining all the information. With MCP, the process becomes much simpler. The AI assistant can access the relevant systems, it can review the procurement data, check the approval workflow, analyze supporting documents, look at the email approvals, and then return a consolidated response. The user asks a single question, and the AI can instantly analyze the data and respond with meaningful insights. For example, there are 8 delayed approvals, 3 of which have been pending for more than 10 days. The longest delay is 15 days, and then it can give the total value of the outstanding approvals. So the AI gathers context from multiple systems, and the MCP acts as a bridge connecting everything together. Now, let us look at another example. Imagine an insurance company receives a claim. An AI agent is asked to assist with the process. To do that, the AI may need information from several systems, like the policy database, the customer profile, the claims platform, fraud detection tools, supporting documents, payment systems, etc. Without MCP, every integration might need to be built separately. With MCP, these capabilities can be exposed through MCP servers. The AI can retrieve the information it needs, validate the policy, check the fraud indicators, review the supporting evidence, and provide recommendation. Notice that the AI is no longer just answering questions. It is becoming part of a business workflow, and that is where the real value of connected AI begins to emerge. One of the most exciting things about MCP is that it is not limited to a single department. In human resources, AI can help answer policy questions and retrieve employee information. In finance, it can assist with reporting, invoices, and budgeting. In IT operations, it can analyze incidents, retrieve logs, and access asset information. In procurement, it can track approvals and supply information. In the customer service, it can retrieve customer history and recommend solutions. In sales, it can generate proposals and summarize the opportunities. Every department uses systems, every department manages information, and wherever there is information, MCP can help AI interact with it more effectively. At this point, many people ask, if APIs already exist, why do we need MCP? The answer is simple. MCP does not replace APIs. APIs remain essential. In fact, many MCP servers use APIs behind the scene. The difference is who they were designed for. APIs were designed primarily for software applications and developers. MCP is designed specifically for AI. MCP helps AI discover capabilities, understand available tools, access the resources, and interact with systems in a standardized way. Think of APIs as roads. MCP is like navigation layer that helps AI understand which roads are available and how to use them. One of the most important concepts in MCP is the idea of tools, resources, and prompts. Tools are actions, things the AI can do. For example, create a ticket, update a customer, generate a report. Resources are information, things that AI can access. For example, documents, databases, knowledge bases, files. Now, prompts are reusable instructions, templates that guide how AI should perform a task. Together, these building blocks allow systems to expose capabilities in a way that AI can understand and use. MCP is no longer just a concept. It is already becoming a growing ecosystem. Today, there are MCP servers for GitHub, Database, Slack, Jira, and Notion, and many other platforms. As more MCP servers become available, AI clients become more useful. And as more AI clients support MCP, the value of MCP servers increases. This is how standards evolve, and it is one reason why MCP adoption is growing rapidly. Before we finish, let's clear up a few misconceptions. MCP does not replace AI models. It does not replace databases. It does not replace APIs, and it does not magically make AI smarter. What MCP does is standardize how AI interacts with capabilities that already exist. Its purpose is connectivity, interoperability, and making AI more useful. Now let's think about the future. Today, users open applications to perform work. Tomorrow, users may simply interact with AI. Instead of opening 10 different applications, they may ask a single question and the AI will retrieve information, perform the actions, coordinate workflows, and interact with the enterprise systems through standards such as MCP. The user experience becomes conversational. The complexity stays behind the scenes, and AI becomes the primary interface to enterprise technology. The future may arrive sooner than many people expect. Let's summarize everything we covered. MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. It is a standard way for AI applications to connect to external systems, tools, and data. It helps solve the growing challenge of AI integration. It reduces complexity, it improves the interoperability, and enables AI to interact with real business systems. Most importantly, MCP helps move AI from isolated intelligence to connected intelligence. Instead of simply answering questions, AI can access information, perform actions, and practice in business processes. Whether MCP becomes the dominant standard remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: if you are interested in the future of AI, MCP is a technology worth understanding. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.